Hi guys, super excited. This is day 2 of the 5-day client attraction challenge. So excited for this. I'm going to give you guys, oh my God, my chair is loud. I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to come in the room. I'm using Be Live TV today. It's like this app that helps you do live streams. So let's see if it's actually working. So I don't see anyone yet. So let's see if it's actually working. Let's head over there. I'm going to head into the group. As you guys are coming in, say hello. Let me know that you're here. Let me know that you can hear me. Okay, I have my mic here. It looks like it's on. Okay, I can see you guys. Let me know if you can hear me. Just give me some hearts if you can hear me. Just comment below if you can hear me. I want to make sure that this is obviously working okay. And also, if you did the homework last night, I want to know that you did the homework. I'm super excited what we're going to be talking about today. I have some notes for you guys. But if you did the homework, let me know how it went for you. So if you came in, if you're only coming in today, I honestly advise you to go back and do the homework from yesterday because it's really powerful. And what I talked about yesterday is going to be very foundational to your success, whether you're a coach, whether you're a service-based business owner. A lot of times people wanting to be successful, they think, oh my God, I'll start with the strategies and I'll start with growing my email list and doing all that other stuff. Where the real success is going to come from is you actually owning your power, you knowing who you are, you knowing how you want to show up in the world, you having that confidence, because when you have that confidence, you own your power, you know what you're capable of, you know the transformations that you can create in people's lives, or you know how your business or your service can help people. That alone, that aura that you'll have, that energy that you'll have, that alone will start to attract clients. Like, I've attracted clients before from being at a networking event and just meeting someone and talking to them and asking them the right questions, not even meaning to, but because they, I guess, aligned to my vibe. They felt like I knew what I was talking about. They knew that they wanted to achieve like some of the things that I shared with them. They signed up on the spot, right? So that can happen to you when you really, truly know who you are and you can stand in your power. And each and every one of you who is watching this today, that is possible for you. Even if you don't feel like you're confident, even if you don't see how you're going to pull this all together, do not worry. I was literally there 2 years ago, having no idea how all this was going to work out, where it was going to go, but I followed what felt good to me. I followed my passion, and here we are today. Okay. So today what we're talking about is really dialing into the people who you're going to be helping, the dream clients who you're going to be transforming. So it really is about knowing who you and only you can transform, who you can help. If you're a service-based business, it's really dialing into who you can help. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to see. So hi, Alex. Hi, Beji, let me know if I'm pronouncing that right. That's so cool that you're in Toronto too. Did the homework. Excited for day 2. Chudney did her homework. Cool. Jordana, hi. Hi, Lakeisha. Okay, cool. So I'm super excited for this. So by the way, you guys already know this, but I'm offering a really special little bonus for whoever shows up. So success in your business, success in your life, it's going to happen when you decide to show up 100% for your dreams, show up 100% for the transformation that you are going to create. And so what I want to see from you is I want to see the most energetic person, the person who shows up for their dreams, the person who does the homework, commits, takes action. I want to see who you are. So make sure that you're posting, make sure that you're commenting. And then at the end of the week, I'm going to select one of you for a one-on-one session with me. And we'll really, really dig into whatever it is that you need to get the transformation that you need to grow your business in the way that you want. If you need mindset work, we'll work on that. If you need more strategy, we'll work on that. So I'm super excited for that woman who I am going to choose. So let's get into it. So how would it feel to feel completely confident speaking with a potential client, right? Talking to someone and, in the back of your head, you're thinking, I think I could really help this person. I think I could really transform this person, and feeling confident and completely owning it when you're talking to them. Wouldn't that be amazing? How would it feel to achieve mastery in your industry? So whatever it is that you're passionate about, whatever it is that you like to do, whether you're a mindset coach, a spiritual teacher, or even if you're a service-based business owner, you're a copywriter or a graphic designer, how would it feel to achieve such mastery that you are sought after, that you don't even feel like you have to go out and look for clients. People know who you are and they're talking about you and they come to you. Wouldn't that be incredible? And how would it feel to just completely own that transformation that you create and be able to walk into any room and say, yep, this is me, this is who I am, and just completely own it. Know your focus, know your purpose, have complete clarity. Now, going back to what we talked about yesterday, we talked about owning your value, right? Really knowing what the transformation is that you create and being able to put that out there into the world. And if you know what that is, guys, if you've done your homework, you figured it out, I want you to comment that in the comments below, because I want to go back and read all the incredible things that you guys are doing, that you guys are creating, okay? But what I want you to realize is, even if you're watching this and you're like, I want to be a coach, but I don't know how I can help people, or I want to be a service-based business owner, but in my service, I've only really done it for myself and I haven't done it for too many people. What I want you to realize is that if you're a coach, think about how many people you have in your life that when you say you're going to do something, they call you a week later and they say, hey, that thing that you said that you were going to do, have you done it yet? How many people do you have in your life that keep you accountable? That when you say you're going to wake up early and go to the gym, they actually call you the next day and say, hey, did you do that thing that you're going to do? Right? I remember before I became a coach, I would want to ask my friends and people in my life, what are your goals? And no one wanted to talk about it. And I felt so alone, wanting to achieve bigger and bigger things and not having anyone in my circle who aligned to that and wanted to do the same thing. I'm saying this because I want you to realize that if you're just starting out as a coach, even if you don't have a huge track record, even if you haven't worked with like hundreds and hundreds of people, that's okay. I want you to ask yourself, are you willing to, if you're working with someone, are you willing to, when they say they're going to do something by the next week, are you willing to hold them accountable to that? Are you willing to show up for them as their coach, not their friend and saying, oh, well, it's okay if you didn't do it, but showing up for them as their coach and pushing them to excellence, right? Are you willing to look at that person who you're going to be working with and see them at their highest potential, believe in them more than they might even believe in themselves? Are you willing to hold that space for them to, if they're kind of functioning down here, for them to get up there? Are you willing to believe in people more than they believe in themselves? If you're willing to do that, if you're willing to keep people accountable to their goals and to ask them the questions that they might not have ever asked themselves, and to help them really dig deep to figure out why they are stopping themselves from achieving the greatness that they are capable of, because you see the greatness in them, that alone is powerful. Right? If every single person had someone like that in their life, that if they said they were going to do something, made sure that they did it instead of watching Netflix all night or whatever, eating like freaking Doritos all night. If everyone had someone that actually pushed them, because a lot of the time we don't practice the same self-love for ourselves, and our clients don't practice the same self-love for themselves as they would for someone else. So even if they really, really want to do something, they get in their own way. So if you're willing to hold space, and you're willing to keep people accountable, and you're willing to ask those hard questions that a lot of time friends won't ask because they don't want to step on toes, that alone is so valuable, because you could help that person go from underperforming, not seeing their potential, not seeing their capability, to seeing, oh my gosh, I'm getting in my own way. I'm stopping myself from success, pushing them to take action, pushing them to make their action plan, and pushing them to go after it. And that alone can help them go from maybe low income to asking for that raise, or low income and starting that own business, or non-fulfilling relationships to leaving that relationship that's not fulfilling, or, you know, whatever it is you're maybe not going to the gym to pushing them to having an exercise regimen, whatever that is. You as the coach just being there for them and holding the space for them, that alone is valuable. That alone is worth your $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 upwards package. Okay, so I want you to realize that no matter where you are in your capabilities, you are able to hold massive space and to make a massive impact in people's lives. And that's very important for you to know, especially if you're first starting out. And that's a realization that I first had that gave me the confidence to start working with people even before I was certified as a success coach, even before I was certified in NLP. And then once I got that and I got certified and I had more techniques, I got better and better and better. But I started where I was at. Now, the same goes for you if you're a service-based business owner. So maybe you're a copywriter, right? And you are so great at writing blog posts and writing sales pages. And you're like, oh, but will somebody ever pay me to write? Like everyone has a keyboard, everyone can write. But no, if you use your skills and you help people write an incredible sales page, there could be someone who's been sitting there wanting to write their sales page forever, but they keep getting in their own way. They're in their head, oh, I don't know if I'm a good writer. If you swoop in and you help them finish what they started, you apply your techniques, you apply your skill set, and they finally have it done, they can go on to make $5,000, $10,000, $100,000, $1 million. So don't you think that that's valuable? Don't you think that's worth your rate of $2,000 or $3,000? Of course it is. Same goes if you're a service-based business owner and you're a graphic designer or a virtual assistant, right? You're helping people save time. Instead of making someone who's a genius in this area have to figure out how to do everything else, if you swoop in, truly owning the transformation that you create, truly owning how you can help people that outside of their own zone of genius, that alone is going to save them so much time. It's going to save them from losing profits. It's going to save them from making mistakes, and it's going to allow them to actually do what they want to do instead of getting burnt out doing what they don't want to do. Okay. So from the get-go, I want you to realize that if you've posted how you want to add value to the world and you're not so sure, if you're willing to hold space, if you're willing to perform in your zone of genius so other people don't have to try and figure it out on their own, that is worth tens of thousands of dollars. Okay. So let's get into it. Let me know if you agree with that. Leave me some hearts. If that's resonating with you, leave me some hearts, leave me some comments. Let me know if you guys are in line with what I'm saying. Melanie is saying exactly what's duh to you is mind-blowing to someone else. So we need to focus on our natural gifts, knowing they complement someone else's. I totally agree with you, Melanie. You are so on point. By the way, guys, I don't know if we can share because this is a group, but if you can share this, I would totally appreciate you sharing this out. I don't know if the share button is there, so just let me know. But if you can share this, I would really appreciate you sharing this out, because right now there could be someone out there that doesn't know their value, doesn't know their worth, doesn't know how they can impact the world. And just from sharing this on your Facebook feed, even if it's only for the next 20 minutes, it could get in the eyes of someone who really needs to see this today. So I would super appreciate this. You guys are saying you're loving it. I love you guys so much. By the way, do you like my flowers? I got these from my mom for my birthday. So that was cute of her, right? All right. So, okay. Thank you, Melissa, so much for sharing. Beautiful. You guys are so sweet. I love you so much. Okay. So let's get into it. Thank you, Vanessa, for sharing. Vanessa Renaud is an amazing relationship coach. So if you guys need help with relationships, go hit her up. She's super good at what she does. All right. So let's get into this. So there's a few different ways that you can go about attracting clients. So I'm going to go through a few different ways that you can go about attracting clients tonight. I'm also going to go into how to actually know who it is that you're meant to work with, who it is that you're meant to serve, and getting a crystal clear idea of who they are. I'm going to touch on overcoming fear, because a lot of us have fear. I talked about it yesterday. I'm going to talk about it again today, because you guys, we got to get rid of the fear. We got to move through love. We got to move through the energies and the vibrations and the emotions that feel good to us. And any thought that we have that's fear-based is a lie. And I'm going to talk more about that. And then, thank you so much for the shares. You guys are lovely. I love you all so much. And then I'm going to do a really cool manifest. Actually, I'm going to show you two cool exercises. So I'm going to show you an NLP exercise that you can use if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling nervous about doing a discovery call or whatever, or a coaching call. I'm going to show you a little NLP technique. NLP is neuro-linguistic programming. So you can take that with you and you can use that whenever you need it. And I'm also going to take you through a really cool meditation that you can use to attract clients, manifest clients. And I've been manifesting some really cool stuff lately. So today my fiance and I were at our venue for our wedding. We're getting married in July. And I've been talking a lot about manifesting money out of thin air. And guess who was there? It was the guy from either Shark Tank or Dragon's Den, but one of those like angel investor dudes. And I was like, holy crap, I've been manifesting money out of thin air. And now I manifested seeing this guy who has so much money. So that was pretty freaking cool. But the funny thing was, when I saw him at first, don't tell him this if you know him for some reason, but the funny thing was, at first when I saw him, I thought it was the guy, the robber guy from Home Alone. I was like, where have I seen that guy before? And then I realized who it was. So that's a tangent. All right. So there are a few different ways that you can go about attracting clients. And there really is no one right way. All right. There's going to be a lot of coaches and a lot of courses and telling you that there's one right way to attract clients. There's really not. All right. It's your right way. So I'm going to show you what I do. I'm going to show you what works really well for my clients. But what I want you to do is take the techniques that I'm sharing with you today and get creative with it, right? Play around with it. Remember that there is no such thing as failure. Anytime where maybe you put out an offer and no one takes it, that's not failure. That's just a learning experience, and you can get better and better and better. And believe me, I've had lots of people tell me no. I used to work in sales in a retail job, and like 10 people would tell me no and one person would tell me yes, but it would be like the $2,000 leather jacket. And I'd be like, fuck yeah, right? Or like even when I first started my business and I wasn't comfortable with doing sales calls, people told me no, but that's okay, because every single time I got a no, I learned how to get closer to getting my yes. To now I'm at the point, the last 7 days, I've had 7 sales calls and 6 of them has said yes. So like, hello, you're going to get better and better and better. There's no such thing as failure. It's just putting yourself out there and continuing to move forward and not letting things bring you down, and just knowing that you're going to keep getting better along the way. Okay. So the right way for you is the one that feels good for you. So just take the advice that I'm giving you tonight, but mix it in with your own inspiration and creativity. So there's a few different ways that people will attract the client that they want into their business. Some people cold call. All right. So some people literally like pick up the phone and they're like, blah, I'm this and that from blah, blah, blah. And are you interested in blah, blah, blah? That sounds terrible. But some people do that. Some people just work with a small group of people and attract their clients solely based on referrals, right? And that can work too. And some choose to establish themselves as an expert. And that's how I have positioned myself. So what I've done is I've established myself as an expert. Women come to me either for spirituality, manifesting, or finding their passion and turning it into a business. So I established myself as an expert in that space. What I actually find is a lot of my clients come to me because I'm a little bit of a mix of both. I'm the actual strategies, the practical stuff, because I love that. I think taking action is so important. But then I also tie it in with the energetic principles. So you know why it's working on the physical plane, and you know why it's working on the metaphysical plane in the different dimensions as well, right? So I've chosen to establish myself as an expert. I figured out what my area of genius is, okay? I figured out what is the thing that I love to talk about? What is the thing that I could literally talk about all day and not get sick of? And anyone who's talked to me, once I start talking about finding your passion, turning into a business, or I start talking about mindset and NLP and spirituality, oh my goodness, I go on tangents. I have stories for days. Like I could just talk about this stuff nonstop. So what is that for you? What is the thing that you could work on all day? Or what is the thing that you could talk about all day? And what is the thing that you want to continue to get better and better and better at, right? You want to continue to achieve mastery. You want to keep taking courses so that as you get better and better and better, your clients can grow with you, right? When I started, I was down here and I learned so much. I've read so many books. I've taken so many courses. I've invested in coaches. And so as I get better, I'm achieving clients who are higher and higher potential too. And they're also growing with me, right? So, what am I talking about now? So keep in mind, in order to attract clients and being an expert, establishing yourself doesn't mean that you have to have a huge audience to get clients. Okay. So just because you look in and I have like a lot of followers on Instagram, don't think that what I'm saying means that you have to have a huge audience in order to get clients. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying establishing yourself as an expert so that people see that you know what you're talking about in that area. Okay, a perfect example is your dentist. I'm willing to bet that your dentist does not have a huge following on Instagram. Am I right? Yeah. But people are coming from all over town to see your dentist, right? It's because he's established himself as the dentist. And so people go to him, you tell him, oh, I'm going to such and such dentist. He's really good. So don't get it confused. Having an audience is great and beautiful. And I'm so thankful that I was able to work on this and build it. But in order to attract your first high ticket client, your $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 client, you do not need to have an audience. What you need is to have people who see you as an expert, that see you as really, really good at what you do. Does that make sense? Okay. Does that make sense? I see so many people I've even worked with, one time I remember talking to someone who she's like, I'm just going to wait until I get to 10K and then I can start attracting clients. And I was like, no. And we ended up working together. And then she attracted her first client in 3 weeks and she was nowhere near 10K. So the two things have nothing to do with each other. A lot of people will tell you that. That's not the way that it has to be, okay? So by the way, if you're liking this, hit the share button. If you're liking it, give me some hearts. I love it. I appreciate you guys so much. And also on that point too, knowing that you don't need to have a huge audience to get clients. If you think about it like this, if you have a package that is $2,000, you offer an amazing value, you create an amazing transformation, and your package is $2,000, you only need 5 people to sign up with you for you to have your first 10K month. How many of us know 5 people? Right? Like, raise your hand if you know 5 people. Raise your hand if you know you're capable of helping someone or holding space for someone. That is all you need, guys. You do not need to be famous in order to attract clients. All right. So let's talk about energy. So yesterday we talked about a few metaphysical secrets that are going to come into play as you start to establish yourself as an expert. So we talked about energy. Anna's like, me, I know 5 people. Sean's like, I know 5 people. Yeah. So there you go. There's your first 10K month right there, right? Beautiful. So yesterday we talked about some metaphysical secrets, and this is going to come into play huge when you start to establish yourself as an expert, when you start to put yourself out there. So we talked about how like energy attracts like energy, and how when you give, you receive tenfold. Okay, so let's talk about how like energy attracts like energy. If you want to attract clients, whether you're a graphic designer and you do web design, or you're a Reiki master and you attract Reiki clients, if you want your clients to, Jenny's like, I know that many. So cute. I love you guys so much. So if you want to attract clients that play at 100%, that are willing to sign up, pay on the spot, that are willing to do the work, that are willing to get the transformation, because yes, there is going to be some action taking that needs to happen. If you want to attract those people that play at 100%, again, the change starts within you. So how can you play at 100%? When we go back to that woman that you wanted to step into yesterday, that identity that you wanted to step into yesterday, step into her right now, play at 100%. If your container that you're usually in is like this, stretch it, get bigger, get a little bit uncomfortable. And when you start to play at 100%, your energy is going to resonate at that point where you attract other people who play at 100%. And that is the beautiful thing, because then you get the best clients. I get the best clients. I get clients who are already so good at what they do. Usually they're good at so many things, and we have to just get them to take all that energy that's in all these different places and just focus it into that one thing so that they can just skyrocket themselves to where it is that they want to go. But what you are going to do is you're going to attract people who are the exact same energy as you. So if you want amazing, incredible people, you want to show up every day being the most amazing, positive, incredible version of yourself, and then you will only attract people like that, okay? So think about how powerful and inspired you want your clients to feel, and make sure you're doing the self-work so that you feel that powerful and inspired from the beginning, all right? And now talking about when you give, you receive tenfold. So remember that if you want to be super successful, then whatever your business is has to be so much more than just about making money, and so much more about just attracting clients, right? So yes, I love attracting clients. Yes, I love making money, and it's a positive thing. It is a good thing for you to make money. I want you to understand that. But Yes Supply has a much bigger mission as well. My mission with Yes Supply is to help show people how to get out of their own way, how to figure out what their yes is. So your yes is, what would you ask for if you knew the answer was going to be yes? That big, scary, crazy goal. That is my goal. That is my mission. And so when I give content, if I'm showing up, getting interviewed for someone else's podcast, or I'm writing a blog post, if you ever read one of my blog posts, they're super long because I don't underdeliver whenever I write a blog post. Same with my Instagram content, whatever it is. I show up in a state of giving. I don't give saying, oh, well, if I give this, how am I going to assure myself that I get it back? I show up in a state of giving because I know that when I give, that energy is also going to come back tenfold. Okay. So my purpose is to create a transformation for anyone and everyone who comes across my platform. And so if you're a coach, or even if you are doing a service-based business, make sure that what you're doing, you're your every single little detail, you're putting that energy into it so that people who come across it, they're getting that transformation, they're feeling your energy, they're seeing the highest potential, they're seeing that you really care about your work, and you giving that energy, you having that energy behind whatever it is that you put out, you are going to get that energy back, all right? It also relates to the scale of consciousness. So I talk about this a lot. I talk about the frequency that we're vibrating at. So if you break down everything and anything, the table that you're sitting in front of, your phone, whatever it is, if you break it down, it's all energy particles. We are all energy particles as well, right? And so like attracts like, we are going to attract whatever energy we are currently resonating at. So what I want you to do is hop onto Google and look up the map of consciousness or the scale of consciousness, right? There is a whole list of different vibrations, frequencies that we can be resonating at. And how we know the vibration or the frequency that we're resonating at is directly tied in with how we feel, okay? It's like literally our emotions are a thermometer for what vibration we are resonating at. So at the lower part of the scale, there is guilt, shame, grief, fear, all right? If you're feeling guilty, if you're feeling shameful, maybe of your work or of, feeling like people won't accept you, if you're feeling fear of rejection, you are resonating at a low energy. And when you're resonating that low energy, you can only attract low vibration things, other things that resonate with that vibration of fear, negative things, maybe more bills, maybe negative clients, maybe people telling you no, right? So what you want to do is you just want to raise yourself up the frequency, right? Raise yourself up to that level of frequency of 500 or above, which is love, joy, peace, and enlightenment. But I don't even think I've achieved enlightenment yet. So if you have, let me know. But what I did when I first started Yes Supply is I knew this. I knew that whatever frequency I was resonating at was going to be aligned to whatever I attract. And of course, I only wanted to attract great things. I only wanted to attract great people into my community. So I would ask myself every day, even if I didn't know what content to put out that day, even if I didn't know what to work on that day, I would ask myself, how can I love my audience today? All right, so that's a great question to write down. It's a great question to put up by your computer. How can I love my audience today? And as soon as I asked that question, I just knew what to do next. I knew that I needed to work on a certain course. I knew that I needed to create a certain type of content or webinar. I knew what kind of information I needed to share. I knew what questions I was getting that I needed to answer, okay? Because when you are vibrating at that energy of love, that's when you, when your energy really starts to radiate really far out of your body, you can affect people and you can affect people positively. And that's when miracles start to happen. That's when you start to attract things that you didn't even expect. So at any moment in your business, if you're looking to create content, if you're looking to create a new product, if you're looking to just start to show up, maybe you're about to do a live stream and you're feeling a little bit of fear, what you can ask yourself is, how can I love my audience today? And then what you can do is you transmute that fear into love. You say, instead of worrying about me so much and worrying what people will think of me when I do this live stream, instead, I'm going to shift my feelings and instead say, how can I love my audience today? And instead of worrying so much about what's going on in my own head, think about, well, maybe I can show up from a place of love and really positively impact someone's life or really positively educate someone or show them a better way of being, okay? So come from that energy of love and you will attract incredible things. And last but not least, speak from your soul. A lot of times, guys, before I do a live, I knew what I was going to say before this live stream. I have notes, but a lot of times before I do a live stream, certain times when I've been asked to do a speaking event and was not really prepared, I didn't actually know what I was going to say before I said it. So there's this beautiful thing, especially if you want to start showing up as an expert, where you just start speaking from your soul. Your subconscious mind kind of gets behind you. All of the things that you've ever learned, all your memories, all your stories, they're ready to go. And also you're just channeling from like a divine source that wants to use you in order to positively impact people's lives. And so you just start speaking from your soul. You just get up there. You don't worry so much about yourself, but you think about, how can I really help impact someone else today? And things will come out of you that you didn't expect. It's just knowing right before that moment where you would usually feel fear. Instead, just choosing to trust the process, trust what was going to happen, trust that you will land on your feet, trust that people will love and accept you. And usually you knock it out of the park. You truly help and impact people's lives. You teach people things that they never knew about themselves. So really just focus on speaking from your soul and trust the process. And this really comes in handy for establishing yourself as an expert, showing up. Right? If you're showing up every day or showing up like in sort of a way that people can expect you in a routine, what you're doing is you're training your audience to know, hey, she shows up often and she creates great content. She creates content that really helps me get to my goal. I'm going to tune in. I'm going to hit the follow button. I'm going to hit the turn notifications on button. I want to be there to hear what she says next, right? So think about it like this. If you start to show up as the expert, you trust the things that you know, you continue to create mastery in what you know. So you continue to learn, you invest in courses, you read books, you watch all the YouTube videos, whatever it is, you keep getting better and you commit to that. The people who are interested in that are going to follow you because they know now, when you come out with information, it's the best stuff and you're coming from a place of love and supporting them. And naturally, people will reach out wanting to work with you. Every single time I do a live stream doing incredible content that usually like most people would charge for, I always get people reaching out saying, oh my God, that helped me so much. Do you have coaching? Do you have a course? Da, 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 da. Okay, so just trust the process, come from a space of giving, and you will see that come back tenfold. All right. So in terms of actually attracting clients, so then we're going to get into identifying your dream client. You can really choose any platform you want to show up as an expert, right? So if you run ads, what you can do is you can actually create less content, but you can reach more people, because the way that those ads work is you can just throw more money into it and then it's going to expand and reach a lot more people. So that's an option for you, especially if you don't see yourself as a big content creator. You just want to create a few choice pieces of content that are going to lead into one core offering or one core program. You can just design to create a certain amount of content that connects with those people and then just drive traffic through that funnel. So I'm not getting super into funnels today. We'll be talking about that more on day 4, but essentially you're just going to be thinking, okay, the type of person who I want to attract, what is it that they need to know? And just creating either a video or a PDF or creating a message, even if you're just posting it on Facebook groups, that will attract them in. And then you can either directly message them or you can lead them through an email funnel where you send them a series of emails that help them really understand what it is that you have to offer and sell them your product or service. And also you use that to establish credibility. So people are like, okay, this girl knows what she's talking about, or this guy knows what she's talking about. Okay. So you can choose to run ads, or you can do what I did. Was I just did social media. I really wanted to connect with people. And when I started off on social media, I didn't know what my zone of genius was going to be. So it was really a great way for me to just start creating content, figure out what I was good at talking about, and also figure out where did I get the most questions, where did I get the most engagement. I kept track of where people were engaging with me most and where people were interested with me most and what I enjoyed doing the most. And that helped me really veer into a place where I was really more clear on what it is that I wanted to create. One thing that is really helpful for you if you want to establish yourself as an expert is strive to create mini transformations in every piece of content that you create. So if every piece of content you put out creates some sort of mini transformation, it gives people an aha moment. It makes people think. It helps people see their potential. You are on your way to huge success. And you'll see that people who have droves and droves of followers, it's because they create high quality content that helps people get mini transformation, that helps people grow, get tangible results, and then it's only that natural next step where they get paid for what they do. All right, so let's get into identifying your dream clients. I just went on like a big long tangent. Let me know if you guys are following along. Let me know what you are thinking. Andrea has to go. Bye, Andrea. Vanessa says, preach it. Okay, you guys are so awesome. Oh my God, so many comments. I love you guys so much. By the way, if you're watching this and you feel like you know someone who needs to know this, or even if you don't know someone who needs to know this, but you feel like this could help someone, hit the share button. I would love to help more people attract the dream clients into their life and create transformations. And just like what I was talking about the other day, yesterday actually, whatever you put out, you get back. right? So if you are putting out, if you are sharing content that helps people, you're only going to get that energy back tenfold. Nah says we love my tangents. Okay. So now let's talk about identifying your dream clients. Okay, so we talked about choosing where you want to achieve mastery. We talked about yesterday how you're going to create transformations. And so now I want you to recognize that you do not have to be Marie Forleo to be a business coach. You do not need to be Tony Robbins to be a mindset coach. Okay, you do not need to be Gabby Bernstein to be a spiritual coach. A lot of the time when we're first starting out, we look at people who are so far ahead of us and we say, oh, well, I can't teach meditation. Gabby Bernstein is teaching meditation, so she has everything covered, right? Or I remember once talking to a girl who said, oh, well, I can't start an Instagram about yoga because there's already Yoga Girl and she has 1 million followers. Well, guess what? There's more than 1 million people on this earth. And also, some people who like meditation might not resonate with Gabby Bernstein. Some people who like business might not resonate with Marie Forleo. Maybe they need to hear it from you in your own way. So what I want you to do is I want you to shift your focus, right? Because a lot of the times when we first starting out, we're just focusing on the people who are like a bajillion steps ahead of us. And we're saying, oh my gosh, I'm not at that point, so there's no point. What I want you to do is I want you to shift your focus. I want you to look back there. I want you to look at that person who is maybe 5 years behind you, right? I want you to look at that person where if you're halfway through your transformation, they're starting at step 0, right? If you are, maybe if you're a web developer, for example, and you can do WordPress and Squarespace and you want to teach people how to be website developers, turn behind you and help people who are just starting off with Squarespace, okay? Don't worry so much about the people who are so far ahead of you and the people who are following them. They're already taken care of, but there's a huge market of people that still need help. There's a huge market of people who are a few steps behind you. And because you're just a few steps ahead, you understand their struggle so much more. You understand the thought process so much more. You understand what they're going through. You can speak their language. You can talk to them. So many times people get so caught up in the people who have 1 million followers or whatever. Don't worry about them so much. Just turn around and ask yourself, who is the person who is a few steps behind me? When I started my business, I knew that I had overcame a lot of mindset challenges. I didn't grow up in the best household. My mom was in a really negative relationship. And so I had really low self-esteem. I was very shy. I used to not know anything about manifestation or law of attraction. I used to have a lot of negative self-talk. And so when I first started, yes, I wasn't making $1 million yet, but I knew how I used to feel really bad about myself and how I got to a place where I felt a lot better about myself. And I used to be someone who didn't know where to start or how to get clarity or how to have a purpose. And then I was someone who had a purpose, okay? And so what I want you to look at is what is the transformation that you've just overcome and who is that person who has not yet overcome that transformation. That is the person that you want to be focusing on. That is the person who you need to put your energy into. That is the person that you want to speak to. And I promise you, once you start speaking to that one person, you're going to find that more people come out of the woodwork needing to hear exactly what it is that you have to say. So just turn around and focus on the people who are a few steps behind you, trusting that when you learn, you achieve mastery, you continue to grow, there's going to be more people that you can create an impact on their life, okay? So you just have to help the people who are a few steps behind you. Okay, again, going back to what we talked about yesterday, you should really know their pain points because, again, people are going to be paying, investing in courses, investing in coaching, investing in products that help them get out of a place of pain and into a place of pleasure. So you should know what their pain points are. If you help people with health, you should really be able to zone in and understand, okay, what is it about their health that they're not happy with? Are they dealing with a certain sickness? Are they not feeling energized? Are they getting frustrated and starting fights with their spouse because they're in such a bad mood all the time? Are they late for work because they keep sleeping in? Know precisely what their pain points are and how it's negatively affecting their life, and then know precisely what their goals are. So again, going back to the health thing, do they want to be able to fit into that pair of jeans? Do they want to have glowing skin? Do they want to feel energized? Do they want to feel light and happy and airy, right? You are helping people get through that transformation. People do not buy courses. They do not buy coaching. They do not buy anything, they buy a transformation. And whatever you can put that content of that transformation in, that's what people are going to be paying you for, okay? You should be super clear on this, and anywhere where you can prove your credibility, do so. So if you've helped a few clients for free, if you've helped a few friends for free, I've worked with a lot of people who were like hobby coaches who were really great at what they did, but they didn't see their own value, and so they weren't charging for it. So if you have a few friends that you've helped them create some sort of transformation, you've helped them overcome a hurdle, reach out to them and say, hey, I helped you with blah, blah, blah. I'd really appreciate if you could write me a testimonial, right? Or if you've done it for yourself, really dig deep into what your story is, how you overcame that hurdle, and make sure that you are sharing it, because that exact story is going to be what people end up working with you with, right? So that is very important. I'm just going to have a sip of my water. Hold on. I'm seeing a lot of great comments. You guys are so lovely. All right. So know their before and after, know the transformation that you can help them create, know their pain points, know exactly how you're going to help them achieve results. Again, a lot of us are very multi-passionate. We're really good at a lot of different things, but for every product you have, know the precise outcome that that person is going to create, because it's going to be so much easier for you to show them how you're going to be able to help them create success in that, and so much easier for you to sell it and communicate your message and create content and stories around it. Okay, so look for different ways that help you prove your credibility, whether it's past testimonials, your own story, anywhere that you've been featured. Thanks so much for the comments, guys. You guys are so sweet. All right, so now let's talk about your target client avatar. So here's the beautiful thing. If you go through all the stuff that I just showed you and you start to establish yourself as an expert, you are going to start attracting clients. Like, what I want you guys to do is I want you to really think about what's a little piece of education, what's a little piece of inspiration that you can just go on your Facebook page, or you can just go on your Instagram or whatever and share today and help people get a mini transformation. And if that content is tangible, if you show someone how they're in the before and you help them get to their after, that alone could get people asking you questions on how you did it. That alone could get people asking you out, reaching out and asking you if you have a product or service or coaching program about that, okay? So understand that. When you start to establish yourself as an expert, not saying you need a huge audience, but saying that people know that you know your shit, that you know what you're talking about, that alone is going to get people to start to see you in that light. And if you show up and you stand in your power and you say, hell yeah, I'm a health coach, or hell yeah, I'm a success coach, or hell yeah, I'm a web designer, people are going to be like, okay, you're going to start to get referrals. People are going to start talking about you. People are going to start seeing you in that light. But your inner world creates your outer world. So don't wait for other people to see you like that. You have to stand in your power and show up like that. And then the rest of the world will take notice. Nobody saw me as a coach until I started to show up as a coach. Okay. Same goes for everyone. No one's going to see you as the best health coach in the world until you start to stand in your power and see yourself as that person first. So that alone is going to help you attract incredible clients. But one thing that is also going to help you a lot is having an idea of your target client avatar. It's going to help you in so many ways because A, you know exactly who it is that you're speaking to. And it's also going to help you lessen your nerves when you start to show up and create content, because you're not going to be thinking so much of, oh my gosh, I'm about to do a live stream, I'm about to do a webinar, and oh my God, there's going to be 300 people there, and what am I going to say? Instead, you're just going to think about that one person who you can transform, that one person whose life you can change, and you're just going to be having a conversation as if you're talking to one person. Even though there's quite a few of you watching right now, I'm talking to you like I'm talking to just one of you, right? And even though there's quite a few of you guys watching right now, chances are you're at home by yourself watching this, right? So for you, whenever you create content, if you write an email, if you do an Instagram post, if you do a live stream, speak as if you're speaking to one person, because then that person who's on the receiving end is going to be like, oh my gosh, I feel like she was speaking right to me. That energy is going to come through and they're going to say, wow, I feel like they're speaking right to me. So don't show up and say, hey, everyone, because then you're going to freak out because you're talking to so many people and they're going to feel like they're just one in a million. Instead, show up and speak to that one specific person. And so that can be your target client avatar. So your target client avatar can be someone that you already have in your life, or someone that you completely made up, but it's thinking about one specific person that you're talking to, that you're transforming, that you are educating. Vanessa saying, yes, dream clients help me so much with this. That's my course on attracting dream clients. So when you create your avatar, you're kind of creating a made up person that you're super excited to help, that your products and services can change their life. So here's a few things. You can make this as detailed as you want, but here's a few things that you'll want to know to create your target client avatar. You want to know their name. You want to know their age. You want to know their interests. You want to know where they spend their time online or where they spend their time in person, because of course you want to show up in those places so that you can market to them. You want to know what they are spending their money on. You want to know what their pain points are. So what are they struggling with? What are they frustrated with? What are they wishing that they could make better? Okay, what's keeping them up at night? What are their biggest problems? You also want to know their biggest goals. How do they want to transform? How do they want to live their life? What do they want to change, right? What would make them really happy? Okay. Right, and this is going to be part of your homework, so remember this. Write down who your target client avatar is as if they're a real person, as if you could walk up to them and introduce yourself to them and get to know them like they're one of your friends, okay? If you can, either go online or go on Instagram or Pinterest and find a picture of them so that every time you show up online, you're speaking to that one specific person. Now, this is going to help you so much because you can create your products and services around this person. If you don't already know someone like this, you can start to maybe do reach outs on Facebook, or you can look at Amazon reviews or YouTube reviews to see what the type of person that you want to attract, what they're talking about, what kind of questions they're asking, what they're looking for, what they wish existed but doesn't exist yet, right? You can go on Facebook groups too. Facebook groups are a great place to really start to know your target client avatar. So you want to know this one specific person, all right? And this is going to help you because, like I said, when you show up, you're talking to one specific person, but also I'm going to show you a really cool manifesting technique. And so we know with manifesting that we want to be crystal clear on what we're manifesting. We're crystal clear on the type of person we want to attract. They can show up that much faster because the universe can bring them your way. So you can have a quick sip of water. If you guys are liking this, let me know. Holy crap, lots of comments. You guys are so cute. Okay. Elizabeth saying this information is amazing. I've heard some of these points before, but I didn't take notice. Now they are resonating because of the way you're explaining it. Elizabeth, you bring up an amazing point. You know why? This is why we cannot ever let competition stop us, right? So I'm showing up and sharing these points. There could be another coach or another YouTuber or something who shows up and shares very similar points. Yet you just said you've heard this before, but you didn't take it in. You heard this before, but it didn't resonate with you, right? And so if I didn't show up today and you didn't show up watching this, you would have known these facts for such a long time, but you never would have taken action on it. Now that you've heard it and it's resonated with you, now you're going to go take action on it. You might get your first new client in like a couple of days. And so for anyone who's watching this, even if you want to do something similar to what I'm doing, or you want to do something similar to what someone else is doing, don't ever let the fact that someone else is doing it stop you, because sometimes people need to hear it from a few different people in order for it to really sink in. If you're trying to motivate or inspire people, they might not get inspired from Tony Robbins. They might not get inspired by Marie Forleo. They might need to hear it from you at your age, with your experience, with your story. And so that's why it's important for you to show up in your unique way. If you agree with that, leave me some hearts. Let me know if you totally agree with that, okay? All right, so getting into emotions, getting into how you are really feeling when you're working with your clients. So one thing that I really want you guys to understand is that your emotions are going to be huge in helping you attract those clients, right? The confidence that you go through any situation in is going to be huge in helping you attract those clients. And so I really want to touch on fear, all right? Fear of working with coaching clients. So deep down, I want you guys to know that you can help every single client that comes your way. Even if they're a little bit more advanced than you, that's okay. The thing about coaching is that you do not need to have all the answers, all right? You do not need to have all the answers. You are helping the clients look for the answers within themselves, okay? You are holding space for them. You are asking them the questions that they do not ask themselves. You are helping them create self-awareness that they did not previously have themselves. So a lot of the women who come to me are already super high potential. They're super good at everything that they do. They might even say things like, I know what I have to do, but I'm not doing it yet, right? They need help really identifying where to put their energy so that they can make those huge quantum leaps, okay? So if you're just starting your coaching practice and you're like, oh my gosh, what if I don't have the answers? Guess what? No one has all the answers. I don't have all the answers. Marie Forleo doesn't have all the answers. Tony Robbins doesn't have all the answers. And one thing that you need to know, and one thing that your clients need to know, is that yes, it's great to get advice from outside sources, but at the end of the day, you need to take the action that works well for you. This is a beautiful time that we live in where people can innovate, people can create their own outcomes, people can get creative and do things that have never been done before. So your most important job is to just hold that space and keep people accountable to their goals, help them make those quantum leaps, and help them create that self-awareness that they might not already have. I also want you to know that any fear-based thoughts you are feeling right now. So if you're feeling, what if I'm not good enough? What if people don't want to pay the rates? What if I put myself out there and people say no? What if I get rejected? Any fear-based thoughts that you have are coming from your ego, right? And they are not real. Any emotion that does not feel good is false, right? So many people have fears and it stops them from, like, just say you have a fear that no one's going to buy your product. So then you don't put out your product, so then no one can buy your product because you didn't put it out. So do you see that how the energy that you're resonating in attracts that? So if you're afraid that someone's not going to buy your product or service, so then because of that, you don't put it out there, then no one's buying your product or service. So the best thing that you can do is do the thing that scares you so that at least you can find out what the truth is. And if you do put it out and no one buys it, that's okay. Look at your marketing, look at whatever it is that you're doing, re-put it out again. It's not the end of the world, all right? But what I want you to realize is that the fear-based thoughts they're fake. Actually, yesterday before my live stream, guys, I felt really nervous. I had thoughts going through my head of, oh my gosh, what if no one shows up? Literally that thought went through my head. And then at the end of the live stream, there was over like 100 comments and like a bajillion shares. So like the fear is not based on reality. The fear is the negative programming that we've always grown up with. The fear is our whole lives, people telling us what goes up must come down. It is not based on truth. The only truth that exists is what you put your energy into, what you try. Okay, so just try, put yourself out there. When you're feeling fear, ask yourself, how can I channel this fear into excitement? How can I channel this fear into love? And only take action from the place that feels good. Don't take action from the place that feels bad, because that's not your truth, okay? So, and just like what Elizabeth said before, there are people out there that are going to keep searching and searching until you show up. So it is important for you to show up. It is important for you to show up with the product or service or offering that you have, okay? And also remember that people are always moving towards pleasure and away from pain. So if you put something out there and it doesn't work out the way that you want to, look at your marketing and ask yourself, in my marketing, am I showing people how I'm moving them away from pain and towards pleasure, and how I'm helping them create that transformation? Because that is very important. Let me put my phone on silent. All right. Okay, so speaking of fear, a lot of people have fear of sales calls, right? So like I was saying, people are like, oh my God, I'm afraid that they won't buy my thing. So then they don't do sales calls and then no one can buy their thing, right? And so do not have fear that someone will say no on your sales call. If you're a service-based business owner, if you're a coach, do not have fear that people will say no. The reason for this is because your business isn't even about you. If people say no to you on your product or service, it has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with how good you are. It really is about that person who's saying no. So if someone's on a discovery call with you, they're there because they're struggling with something. They're frustrated with something. They're feeling a certain type of pain, right? If someone is reading all of the blog articles that you put out, it's because they're searching for an answer, okay? It's because they want to create some sort of outcome, right? And so if you put your product or service out there, or you get on a discovery call with someone and they say no, they're not saying no to you. It's not something for you to take personally. It's them saying no to themselves, right? They're saying, I really want this change, but I don't know if I can do it. I really want to value myself more, but I don't know if I'm valuable enough to spend $1,000 or $2,000 to fix my issue. And so that's why it's so important for you when you get on your sales calls, when you're promoting your products and services, to not be in such a place of fear of if it will work out for you or if you're going to get rejected, because it really does not have anything to do with you. When someone says yes to your product, they're saying yes to themselves. They're saying, yes, I'm ready to make this change. I'm ready to stop struggling. I'm ready to stop feeling frustrated. I'm ready to see my own value. And I know that I am worth the $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000 or $4,000 that it will take for me to move closer to my goal. And so when you get into flow, like anything that you're feeling fear about, that's just your ego. It's not your truth. And remember that when you're helping a client say yes on the phone, they're saying yes to themselves and creating that new life. All right. So now what I want to show you is a really cool NLP technique. It's called time techniques. And so what this is going to do is it's going to help you remove anxiety or fear if you're getting onto a sales call or you're about to do something that you've never done before. So it's really quick and easy. And what you guys can do is you can take this into your own life and you can use it anytime where you're maybe about to do a live stream or a sales call or anything like that, and you're feeling a little bit of fear. Okay. So it's really, really cool. I'm really obsessed with this technique. So what I'm going to get you to do, if you want to participate, if you don't want to participate, you can just hang out until I get to the end, because we're also going to do a manifestation technique. So what you can do if you want to participate is you can just close your eyes and you can just relax. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce you to your timeline. So in your life, you remember, you have all of your memories, everything that you've ever gone through on a timeline. So even if you can't remember what you were doing when you were 1 year old, your subconscious mind remembers. Your subconscious mind remembers everything. And also your subconscious mind has an idea of what's going to happen in your future. All right. And all of this information is stored on your timeline. Okay. So what we're going to do is first I'm going to introduce you to your timeline, and then I'm going to help you remove anxiety for things that happen in the future. So I have a feeling if I were to ask your unconscious mind, where is your future and where is your past, that you would point in a certain direction, like front to back, side to side, up and down, or in some direction in relationship to your body. Now, it's not your conscious, logical answer that I want. It's your natural, unconscious answer that I want, your first impulse. So if I were to ask your unconscious mind, where is your future, which direction would you point? And so just point with your eyes closed wherever you see your future, and it's your unconscious answer. Good. Now, where is your past? Just point in whatever direction you feel your past. Okay? Now notice that those directions imply a line. So now what I want you to do is show you how easy it is for you to travel on your timeline. So now that you know where your timeline is, what I'd like you to do is just go ahead and close your eyes and think of your timeline. Now, when I say timeline, I don't only mean something you see, because in a moment, I'm going to ask you to float above it. And by float, I also mean as sound waves float on the wind, or as you might float in a pool or bathtub. However you imagine your timeline is just perfect, because it's yours. So just go ahead and float above your timeline, making sure to look through your own eyes instead of seeing yourself floating. Now, staying up above your timeline, I'd like you to just turn around and face the past. Just turn around facing your past and float back into your past. At the unconscious level, there is no concept of time. So just let your unconscious take you there as quickly as it likes. And you can take as much or as little time as you like. Just go right back there as far as you like. When you're there, just notice what's happening. And when you're ready, now go ahead and turn back towards now, facing the future, and just go ahead and float right out into the future. Remember, at the unconscious level, there is no concept of time, so you can take as much or as little time as you like. And just go ahead and float right into the future as far as you'd like. And when you're there, just notice what's happening. When you're ready, turn around and face now, so you're facing back into the past. And now I want you to float way up into the air so that your entire timeline seems to be only an inch long. And when you're there, just go ahead and float all the way back down into now and float right back down into now and come back into the room. So what I was showing you there was your timeline. Okay, so this is something that we learn in NLP. It's called time techniques, and we can use it to help our clients remove negative emotions, limiting decisions, things that are holding them back all the way back from their childhood. We can also help our clients insert a goal or an outcome in their future timeline so that their subconscious mind is working with them in tandem to help them achieve that goal more effortlessly. So isn't that kind of cool? Let me know if you guys think that is cool, that you and your subconscious mind keep all of your memories, everything that's going to happen in your future on this really cool sort of esoteric timeline. And now that you know what your timeline is, I'm going to walk you through a little exercise that you can use anytime you feel kind of nervous or anxious to help you just relax. All right. So when you're ready again, just take a deep breath in. Let that breath out. And think about one thing that you might be anxious about. So maybe it's doing a live stream, maybe it's doing a public speaking exercise, maybe it's telling your friends and family about that blog you've been working on. Whatever it is, think about something that you're anxious about. Think about it specifically. Now, go ahead and float up above your timeline and float 15 minutes past the successful completion of the thing that you thought you were anxious about. And when you get there, just give yourself a little nod. Now, turn around and look toward now on the timeline and ask yourself, where is that anxiety? Is it there or is it just gone now? And now it's probably just gone now. If it's still there, ask yourself if you are imagining the successful completion of this event. Okay, so think about the successful completion of that event and float past it. So you've already gone past it. And now turn around so you're looking back at that successful completion of that event. And now that you can see how you've successfully completed it, you'll realize that that feeling is just gone now. And when you're ready, just go ahead and come back into now and float back into the room. And now ask yourself, if you think of that event in the future, do you still feel like that, or is that feeling just gone now? And so this is something that I do. If I'm about to do something that makes me a little bit nervous or makes me feel like overwhelmed, I just think about, well, how is it going to feel when I'm super successfully doing it, right? When I've already passed it and people are already saying how great I did and I'm already feeling those good feelings and I can see myself just past that. And by visualizing the successful completion and knowing what that successful completion looks like, I've already rehearsed it in my mind and it's so much better when I do it for real. So it's really, really cool stuff. Okay. Now, what's my next point? So now what I want you to do is and now we're going to do a little manifestation technique. You can also use this all the time to attract your dream clients into your life. And this week, we're also going to be talking even more about attracting your dream clients. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about packaging up your offer. So it's going to be super cool. So Now, a cool little manifestation that you can do is think about your target client avatar. If you don't know exactly who she is yet, you can do this later tonight. What I want you to do is think about who she is. Get crystal clear on who she is, maybe how much money she makes, what the problem she's currently facing is, what she needs your help with, and think about her reaching out, wanting to work with you. Think about her saying, oh my gosh, I heard about the transformations that you can create. I heard about how much you can help me, and feel those positive feelings of that person wanting to work with you. Be grateful. Thank the universe, thank source, thank the divine, thank God, whatever it is that you believe is up there. Thank God that they've invested in themselves to get out of that stuck state, and they're saying, yes, I want to work with you. Imagine yourself looking at your online banking or looking at whatever you take payments in and seeing that first payment come in and getting that email from them saying, wow, I've just signed up and I am so excited to work with you. All right. So just feel that really good, amazing feeling that they're already taking that leap. They're already ready to work with you. Affirm every single aspect of your being that they are going to work with you. Feel how happy you will feel that every single woman who takes your program or your service sees a huge transformation. Think about how amazing their lives become once they start working with you. Think about the happy results that they get when they start working with you, okay? And so what I want you to do is just close your eyes and just imagine that energy. Imagine those people coming out of the woodwork. Imagine those people finding out about you. Imagine those people on the sales calls with you saying, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to work with you. Imagine those people being excited about the transformations that you offer and loving the content that you put out. And what I want you to do is start to do this in the mornings when you wake up and right before you go to bed, because that's when you are still releasing those alpha brain waves that make you a lot more connected to the collective consciousness. And what will happen is magic starts to happen. When you start to put out those radio waves where you're comfortable, you're confident, you affirm with every single aspect of your being that that person wants to work with you. Before you know it, the dream person that you want to work with is going to manifest into your life. Okay, so just really have that vision. Know that exact person that you want to work with. Be confident that they're coming into your life. Know that they're on their way. Expect that they're there. You might even want to affirm that it already has happened. So your subconscious mind already believes that it has happened and that they are so happy with the results of working with you. So guys, that was super fun. It's 9:09. So it's great. So I chatted for an hour. So your homework for tonight is, what I want you guys to do is, if you have not already figured out who your target client avatar is, figure out who she is. So how old is she? What are her interests? Why does she want to work with you? What are the problems that she's currently facing, her pain points? What are the goals or outcomes that she wants to achieve? And what is the transformation that you're going to help her create? And so if you know that right now, type it into the comments. If you figure it out later, come back, type it into the comments. I want to see what you guys come up with. And let me remind you that the woman who shows up the most this week in the comments, shares online, you can even screenshot this and share it on Instagram. The woman who I see showing up the most is going to get a one-on-one session with me. All right. The other part of your homework that I want you to do is I want you to start adding value, right? Like I said before, a big thing that is going to help you start to attract the people that you want to work with is helping them see you as an expert. And like I said before, you do not have to have a huge audience to be an expert. You just have to be really good at what it is that you do. So what is it that you do? Can you help people improve their health? Can you help people improve their mindset? Do you have a really cool meditation that not a lot of people know about? Are you really great at creating beautiful websites? Whatever it is, I want you to figure out a little piece of education, a little piece of inspiration. I want you to go ahead and I want you to post that on your Facebook, post that on your Instagram. Looks like my screen froze. Oh, maybe not. Post that on your Facebook, post it on your Instagram, post it. Now saying that hour just flew by. I know, it did flew by. It flew by for me too. I just love talking about this stuff. So figure out what your zone of genius is. Figure out how you want to position yourself as an expert. So if you say, I want to position myself as an expert in spirituality, go on your Facebook, go on your Instagram, go on your YouTube, whatever platform you love, send an email to all your friends. I don't care what it is. I want you to go out there And I want you to do something that if you are already stepped into your power, if you are already positioning yourself as an expert, that's what you would say. If you are already the top meditation coach, what's the meditation that you would put out there, right? Be in that energy of giving, be in that spirit of giving. And when people see how powerful you are and you start to show up consistently in that way, that's how you step into your power as that powerful person. Okay, so I'm super, super excited for you. And then come back here and let us know what you did. Did you send an email to all your friends? Did you post on Facebook? Did you post on Instagram? Do you want to share a screenshot? Did you do a live stream? Like, I am so excited for you guys because this week is all about taking action, right? Manifesting, a big part of it is taking that action on the physical plane. We are co-creating with the universe. It's not going to do it. Sometimes it will do a lot of it for us, but sometimes it can't. And you have to co-create and you are going to attract the energy that you are. So put out that positive, fun energy. Really do it in a spirit of love. Do it in a spirit of play. Do it in a spirit of gratitude that you know this information, that you can't even share it. And it's going to be so much fun. So I'm going to take a quick second and just read through your comments. And I really appreciate you guys coming. I really appreciate you guys sharing. You guys are freaking awesome. So let's read these comments. It's so weird. Sometimes it only shows me 4 comments. Let's see if it shows up in Be Live. Okay. So Not Quality is saying the hour just flew by. Elizabeth saying, thanks, Reese. Thanks, Elizabeth, for coming. You're awesome. Lakeisha loved it. Thanks, Lakeisha. Thanks, Chudney. Thanks, Beige. That was so great. I've been so nervous for a while. Now the stress and nervousness is gone. Amazing. NLP is so freaking cool. I love this stuff, guys. That's why I'm teaching it. Beatrice says, I liked it. Elizabeth said, these NLP techniques are so cool. Yeah, they're so freaking cool. Vanessa says, working on my avatar this week was truly life-changing. Vanessa is in the Yes Dream Clients course that I have on my website. So she's loving it, which is super cool. Melanie said, when I was a writing tutor, they always told us that if someone grilled us on why don't we know all the grammar rules, to ask them, how many rules are there? I love that. That is so funny. Oh my God, I need to use that sometimes. Speak as if you're speaking to one person. Vanessa loves that. You guys are so cool. Melissa says how I do all my speeches and talks. Anna's here. Shauna's here. You guys are so freaking cool. All right, guys. This was so much fun. If you have any questions, pop on here. I'll pop on here later and take a look through all the questions and see what you guys are all up to. And I will be back tomorrow at 8 p.m. to hang out with you. So have an amazing night. Can't wait to see you attracting all your incredible clients, and I will see you soon. Bye, guys.